Hello and welcome to Blue Army TV. I'm sitting after Carlisle finally won a game in the league, or just in general, that is, against Shrewsbury Town. I can't imagine Morgan Feeney's too happy, but Carlisle fans all over the country will be. Yeah, it's a big win. It's a much needed win. You know, we're now up to 5 points from 6 games. You know, it's not, the best in the world, but we finally got our first win. We've got the ball rolling. We're out of the relegation zone, which we managed to slip into for just a one-game spell. And with managers getting sacked all around the division already, there's already been 2 sackings 6 games into the season. We look like one of the more stable clubs around at the minute. Look, I'm so happy we won today. We needed it so badly. And I think it's another good point that I know Sean Maguire wasn't credited with the goal. However, it was announced that it was him that celebrated. I think it was his header that came off the Shrewsbury man. And Joe Garner, that's 2 strikers there that have benefited from goals, from contributing to goals, which is something we haven't seen enough of. There's been so much criticism about our strikers, and hopefully that a lot of them issues have been fixed with Josh Coyote signing. But I think, and with Terry Ablade getting the assist for the second as well, that's 3 strikers there that have all been involved in the goals today. And it's that sort of attack threat from our strikers that we were missing, that we really had today, which, I'm so happy to see, because it's definitely what we needed. And it's just nice to keep a clean sheet as well. Jokel Anderson, I don't think he had his best game today. Well, better than last time, so I suppose it is probably his best game. We've only played 2 games, but he wasn't man of the match by any stretch of the imagination. He made a few mistakes, but his confidence will grow from that game, because there was nothing that he did that contributed to any of their chances, really. He didn't really have too much of a save to make in any of the things. He came out and claimed some good crosses, which I thought was good, which is something we've missed from Thomas Hawley. But yeah, weird squad selection, I can't lie. But even Luke Plange hit the post at one point from an excellent chance. It was a really good shot, and something we haven't seen much from him. But Terry Ablade looks quality. Look, the second goal for me, it comes from Shrewsbury pushing to get an equaliser. There's barely anyone back. Terry, with his amazing pace, gets on the counter attack. Joe Garner gets the finish, but it's Terry's goal, really. He makes it. He puts the ball through. Alfie McCallum dummies it to Joe Garner on the back post, and he puts it past the keeper. It's a great finish for the second. The first one's probably going to go down as an own goal, which I'm very disappointed about, because I thought it would have done wonders for Sean Maguire to get his first goal. But yeah, it's just a much better performance today, much better from our strikers. We kept our first clean sheet, we got our first 3 points, and it's starting to look good. Now, we are going into some very difficult games now, which is another reason I thought this result was so critical, is that we might go another couple of games without a win now. I hope I'm wrong, and look, Stevenage were in the same division as us last season, and we've been competitive against them in the past, and they're nothing special. They're up there for a reason, because they're playing, I don't want to say they're playing decent football, because it's Steve Evans in charge, but they're winning. That's the thing. They're effective in what they do, but we can be as well, and I want us to go and beat them just to shut up Stevenage fans, which hopefully will happen. The strike partnership for me probably needs to be Maguire and Coyote if Simpson sees him ready to start. I don't think he can start Joe Garner, purely because I don't think he can do 90 minutes, or even 60 for that matter. Terry Ablade maybe would start, but I think it would either have to be him or Coyote, and I really want Coyote to get these starting as soon as possible, because I think the long term, and Plange hasn't done much to get dropped either, but again, that's the Coyote position. Yeah, just much better from us today. Much needed positivity into the club, and I think things are going to be fine now. I think if we can put a good few wins together and get as far away from that relegation zone as possible, that's fine. But even if we don't win next week, I'm not going to be overly worried. We should be looking to win every game, but I'm not overly worried now. It was a very encouraging game today, and I've definitely seen teams in this league that we've already played that if we'd have played with the effectiveness we did today, we'd have beat them. And I think there's much more to come from Paul Simpson's Carlisle United side. Another thing to touch on after the game, a little bit of a kerfuffle between Paul Simpson and Morgan Feeney. Yeah, the Morgan Feeney one for me is weird because Paul Simpson's, adamant that he hasn't said any lies about him, and I believe that, but I think the crowd really got on Morgan Feeney's nerves today, and I think it really did wind him up. Like, I don't think he played his best game, Morgan Feeney. There was a lot of times I think he was scared to make a mistake today. That's what I got from Feeney. He wasn't really doing any forward passes or anything productive. He was just, head it out, don't make a mistake, because the crowd's going to absolutely slaughter me if I do. And that's a real credit to the Brunton Park crowd today. Without that, he could have had a great game, stopped both goals going in somehow. But yeah, the Carlisle crowd definitely helped today, which is why I'm a little bit worried about going away from home to Stevenage now. It's a long away trip, so although our away fans do travel in good numbers, it's a long trip, and I can't imagine it'll be the type of game where we've got 1,000 fans down there. So it's going to be difficult, but I do think that we can do it, and I hope Coyote starts. I hope we can see some of these long throw-ins. Steve Evans really isn't a fan of them. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm just glad to be sitting here after a win for once. Another thing I want to mention, thank you so much for the support on the stream the other day for Transfer Deadline Day. We reached 100, viewers at one point in that stream, all in, 100 consecutive viewers it was for a while. For the vast majority of it, it dotted between 70 and 80, which is, a lot more than I've ever got on any of my live streams before. So I just want to say thank you for the support on that. I'm not Ginger, for the people asking on that live stream. People who tuned in will get that reference. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Sorry for the late upload. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and in a bit.